Hello there friends, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another video here on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing with the February 2023 Spellbinders Die of the Month. So I have it sitting here for you. I'm going to show you how to put it all together. I went ahead and die cut everything, but these are all the pieces that you're going to get, all those metal dies that you see there. I went ahead and put my two of those pieces together using some of the mint tape and die cut. Like I said, die cut everything out, and then we're going to start doing some assembly. These two pieces here are basically the same, but one has some detail to it, so you can choose which one you'd like to use, just depending on what you're feeling. And then I'm also going to share a tip on how you can make your cardstock go a little bit further just by using some watermark ink. So I've got these little star flowers, that's what I'm going to call them. I cut those out of some like a rusty orange color, and I'm going to attach their centers. I'm just going to use my pickup stick, which is going to be my best friend today, using all these little pieces. It always is, actually, when it comes to assembling any sort of die cut. I mean, I don't make a card and not use this tool. That's all I'm saying. All right, so here we have these two pieces, these flowers, and if you're limited on your colors, this is what I was going to say, use your watermark ink and you can deepen one of the colors. So it doesn't change it a whole lot, but it does give it a little bit of darkness, and that way you can stretch your supplies a little bit without having to buy tons and tons of water or tons and tons of cardstock. I'm just going to hit that with my heat tool. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you will have to let it sit to dry, and then it'll just kind of look more matte color once it is dry. So I'll pop out all of these pieces, and then once again use my liquid glue to adhere the smaller pieces on top of the bigger pieces. And then I'll show you what that looks like, and you'll get a good feel for how that watermark ink really does change it. Just a little bit, and I love it. So I didn't have to go searching for a bunch of different colors, but check that out. Isn't that great? Just by using a watermark ink pad, which we all mostly have. All right, we're going to do the same thing with these flowers. I only technically need 3, but the die cuts out 2 per, so I'm going to have an extra flower. I'll save that for another day, but we're going to use our centers. We're going to use the glittery ones because I just really like those. We'll use the glittery ones. We're going to attach that down to the center of our flower. We'll attach this piece to the front of it. And then there's one more piece that goes on it, but check that out. That darker color on the background gives it some depth. We'll add our centers to our flowers, to these ones. And if you're having a hard time picking color combos, I always go to Pinterest. It just makes it that much easier. All right, there's a little bottom to each of these flowers. So I'm just going to grab my pickup stick and attach those down to each of the bottoms. And you could get by without it, but it does add a little something to the flower. And so I'm going to add it. Once those are all put together, I'm going to show you all these flowers, but take a look at those. So pretty. And like I said, that watermark ink really does add something to that as well. Gives it this depth, and that takes your flowers up a notch. All right, now we're going to start attaching all the pieces. And so again, using our pickup stick to do this. And I'll show you how each of them go together. Because to be honest with you, when I first looked at this die set, I was a little confused. But it does, I mean, once you get past that confusion, it's very easy to put it all together. But save this video in case you are afraid you won't remember, so that you can easily put these together. And yes, that upper one that I just did, like that Moroccan looking one, does take another one of these little star flowers, but it took me a second to realize that. And so I will add it here in a bit, but we're moving on to our triangle. And you basically, if you die cut just the blue flower that I have out twice with all of its pieces twice, you will have enough, and you die cut all the rest of the pieces just once, you'll have enough to do all 4 of the shapes. I will have another video using this die set, so stay tuned. but I'm not going to have it already put together. But it'll give you another idea for this die set. What I do like about the Spellbinders kits is that, or each of their monthly pieces, is that you can go to the website and be inspired by all the examples and that are out there. So if you are needing ideas, just make sure that you head to the Spellbinders website and check it out. I'll have this die linked down below so that you can get your hands on it. But there you go. There are all 4 of those put together. Now let's make a card. I'm going to use the Spellbinders embossing folder of the month, and we're going to add a little depth to this one as well, just using some more watermark ink, just lightly rubbing that on all the pieces that are raised. Check that out. It gives a little bit of depth. But I will have another video just focusing on this embossing folder. So stay tuned. I'm going to trim this down because we're going to make a mini slimline, which a mini slimline, if you're unfamiliar, is basically taking a 6x6 piece of cardstock and folding it in half. So it ends up being a 3x6. And so here's my cardstock, and I'm going to score it at 3 inches. And then we can very easily assemble this card from here. And then I'm going to bring in a stamp set called Embroidery Flowers. I've used it several times. I really like the sentiments in it. The images are gorgeous too, but I'm going to take this Just a Note, and we're going to stamp that along the bottom of our mini slimline. And I'm going to use that VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to stamp that just on the bottom. It's a nice crisp black ink. And then once we're done with that, I'll play around with the placement of our little pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach those down using some liquid glue. I'm going to bring in a stamp block, but if you have something nice and heavy, since this is a textured background, I want to make sure that those stay put. So I'm just going to use a stamp block, a little bit heavier stamp block, but I know there are other things out there. If you have a paperweight, that'd be great too. And I'm going from the outside working in, but this is why I have those pieces sitting there, so that I can make sure that I have everything fairly lined up and centered as best as possible. I just love all 4 of these pieces separate, but they look really cool together as well. Ooh, I love it. And I love this color combo. I'm going to put that one in the old arsenal and use it again. All right, I'm going to say I saved one of the pieces that I had cut off from our panel, and I'm just going to stick that on the inside. And then I will attach down this panel to the front of our card base using some more of that liquid glue. And once that is attached, that is going to finish off our card. So like I said, I'll have all those supplies listed down below. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Big thanks for all the support that you guys give, whether it be liking, subscribing, using my affiliate links. It all really does make a difference and keeps me producing videos. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon.